everyone, the video that you're about to see is a video that I made not too long ago, but this video is kind of important to me because it expressed things that I've been going through and things that a number of mothers are going through after losing their kids. And after losing their kids, they've experienced a great deal of hurt and pain, and they have had no help. I'm a very personal person, and I normally, don't talk out my feelings, to anyone, because I keep them to myself. But being that I have started counseling a lot of mothers, helping them, get past their loss and helping them, move farther, with their loss, I've kind of become more open, with my own feelings and my own self. I didn't make this video, to be judged by anyone. I made this video as a tool, for mothers that are experiencing, the same things that I have, for a number of years, possibly, can get the help, that they're not seeking, or their families, can actually, start communicating with them and find out exactly, what is going on through, with them. A lot of psychological problems and a lot of different things, stressful things, it affects you health-wise. Just trying to deal with it on a day-to-day, and it gets worse.
I also wanted to make this video because there's a lot of mothers that their voice is never heard. Once you bury your child, there's a house full of people during that time, but no one really know what happened to us afterwards. After all the phone calls stop, after people stop, bringing you food, after people stop knocking on your door, not calling or anything, just coming by to see how you're doing.
I screamed out loud, but no one heard me. I screamed out loud, why? Why? Please answer me. I screamed out loud, can't you see me? I screamed out loud, I'm standing here tapping you on your shoulders. Don't you feel me? I screamed out loud, Mommy, please, don't make me leave you. I screamed out loud, I'm only 7 years old, mister. Please, don't bury me. I screamed out loud, I had plans who I wanted to be. I screamed out loud, I see a light. God just opened heaven gates for me. I screamed out loud, Our Father, who art in heaven, is the prayer my mommy read me every night to sleep. I screamed out loud, Mommy, please don't cry for me. I screamed out loud, I'm gonna be okay. I can see Jesus and the rest of our family. I screamed out loud, I'm an angel flying with wings.
I myself have sat at the end of so many parents' tables after losing their loved ones. When we first started this choir, we helped bury so many kids before losing Essence and Dejanay. I recall Shamika. Essence loved Shamika, and Shamika lost her life to another young man that was playing Russian roulette, and she was trying to get him to stop, and he turned the gun around and she got the bullet. It's so weird because it was almost like God was trying to prepare us. I remember going over to Shamika's mother's house, and Essence was with us, and she just started crying because Shamika used to keep her, every day she would go down there, and Essence didn't understand that she would never see Shamika again. Unknowingly that a month later, that was me. Shamika's mother was sitting at the edge of my table, consoling me because Essence died a month after her. It's strange what God prepared you for, before your own tragedies. Something that is painful as losing a child. Me, myself, I never went to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, to talk out anything that I was going through. I prayed to God. I had friends, that did come over, a lot of the kids in the choir, Shanima, Olanda, these are Kamika, Ruben, my best friend Tara, Diana. These are people, plus my family, of course, that was there, for us, that never stopped. But imagine a mother that doesn't have anyone to talk to, doesn't have a shoulder to cry on. When the funeral is over and you bury your child, there's nothing there. Nobody is there. Imagine what that mother, goes through. And we all have suffered, the same thing. I never thought that I would ever in life be counseling mothers that lost their loved ones, or mothers that lost their kids because they was drinking or smoking, on drugs, prostituting. If somebody would have told me that I was going to actually be counseling families, trying to help them get through their loss after my loss, telling my testimony of what I actually went through as far as the car accident, but not dealing with it day to day. Essence was my first child I lost, but she wasn't my last. And a lot of people don't know this, of course. Juju do, because he was there. Even some of my family members. It's something when God tell you that, okay, if you have a child, you have to choose out of your life or your child's life, or you're literally gonna run out of blood. Those are things that's unheard of. Or you're so down and you can't pick your head up, and the only person is there to help you is your 7-year-old child, to help you make food, or help you, get out of the tub, or because you don't have strength. And you want to give up, but you can't give up because you have another life that's dependent on you. And that's my son. Junior went through a great deal, with me. And when I tell you I was blessed that he was there, there's no words in this world that how I can thank my kid, for the things that I went through, that I took him through. And for a 7 or 8-year-old to tell you that, Mom, it's going to be okay. Just get to tomorrow. I'm going to be there for you. I'll never leave you. That's saying a whole lot. Every blessing that he has received, he greatly deserved it. Because my baby went through a lot, just helping me, get through my loss. But this is what it takes, some time for you to get your word out, or, if you can express yourself, and your voice helps that next person, then nothing that you've done is in vain. Just know that God, he will pick you up and he will carry you. And when you think that there is nothing else left for you to do, the song Stands. That song has brought me through, when I tell you, miracles, miracles. And I'm sorry, I'm overwhelmed right now. Hi everyone. I get calls from different people that I've helped put away, their kids, loved ones, different people that can't actually handle funeral service arrangements themselves. As a referral, they will give, people my telephone number. I don't charge, anything. This is like a gift from God for me to be able to help someone put away, their loved one. This lady's daughter had been missing for a period of time, and she had went to the police department, and they hadn't, of course, found, any information on the young lady. She got a call saying that they wanted her to identify a lady in the hospital that they thought could be her daughter. So I met her, of course, at the hospital. While walking into the morgue location, there was a family already there. But what the weird thing in this experience that I had, there was a mother that she was appearing to be like she was in shock, and all the other family members, of course, going through their grief, they had just identified their loved one. And as we got closer and closer to this lady, she was in a blind, like, stare. So but it looked like, she was looking directly at me. But as I got closer and closer, it seemed that this lady, she was gasping for air, like she couldn't breathe. So I touched her arm and I said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" She didn't say anything, but she was, when I was looking at her, it's like, have you ever had experience where someone looked like they're looking through you? So I kind of shook her a little bit. I said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" And I got the weirdest feeling. It was just something, came over me. And I touched her stomach. And I said, "Ma'am, breathe." I said, "If you can hear me," I said, "you need to breathe. But if you can take that one breath, just breathe. I'm sorry. Just breathe. You'll be okay, at least for a moment." And when she took that breath, she let out the worst cry I've ever heard in my life. And at that moment, I can remember that same feeling when you lose your child. There's this a period that you go through, you can't breathe. It's almost like you're holding your breath and you're walking around like you're dead yourself because you don't feel yourself breathing. And the experience she was going through, I went through that same experience. When after the lady let out this cry, she just grabbed me and, held on to me. I mean, like literally seemed like she was holding me forever. And the lady, she started losing her balance. I thought she was passing out, but she was dropping down, of course, on her knees, getting ready to pray. And this is one of the, the things that I do, in helping people who has lost, their loved ones. The experience of helping people put away, their loved ones, sometimes it's overwhelming, for me, because at that time you realize and you think about your loss, and through their loss it brings up, the experience, the loss that you've had. But through those feelings, and being able to explain and help a person get past, they're never going to forget, but just get past and get to that next day. For me, it's the best feeling in the world. I've sat and spoke to parents on the phone for hours. I've come to, to meet them, at their house, what their loved ones have called, and stop them from taking, medicine, to kill themselves, to just release that hurt. At that time, you would do anything to release that hurt, even if it's taking your own life. You don't want to feel, and in your mind, you can't feel anything. These experiences, that these family members go through, we've all lost our loved ones. We've all lost, people that's close to us. But to be able to talk and communicate, with someone, it sometimes, get them past and let them be able to get to the very next day.
Everyone who actually got to this part of my video. My next goal is to seek help throughout the community, the mayors, different city councils, throughout certain areas where there is a need, for people to get help. I'm going to be addressing and putting together, letters, submitting them, and see, can I actually utilize office space within community centers. This would give, people the chance to actually come in and seek the help that they need. It's going to be a challenge because in dealing with city officials, and different people in the political industry, they're not sympathetic, to the need that actually go on, with some families within, certain areas. To see what they actually allow me to utilize some office space to, whereas these individuals that are in need of help can actually come in and maybe get some psychologists, classes, different type of training that would actually help transition
these families back into the community. There is a big need. Themselves has actually, taken upon a project and tried to do it, themselves. You know how hard it is to ask, individuals for help. But at this time, I am seeking help. I'm seeking help, throughout these communities, among the family that got them to, within this depression stage. If we can get them, out of this depression stage and back functioning, in our everyday reality and life, I think it'll build up, certain things, within the community, and they will be able to see and find, jobs and, other things that will help them live. I want to live. I want to help, others, because they was once in the same situation. For me, myself, it's a kind of sensitive matter, with me, and I take it, to heart, because I see these people and the pain, that they're going through. And a lot of times it's too much, for one person to take on, such as myself. But I try, I try to do the best, I can. If anyone, know me, they know me as always, trying to help, and lend a hand. I'm always the person that's taking care of somebody else and not even thinking about, myself and, and my needs. But I just, love to help people. I want to thank you. I thank you, you guys, from the bottom of my heart, and just reviewing, this video. Words can't express, the different things that I have, seen, amongst people, the tragedies and, the course of life, that take place, among some of these families. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to walk into, a home and see a mother that, or father, not just a mother and a father, that think there's no hope, there's no hope, there's no help, for anything, because they lost, their loved one. It can be their kids, mother, father, whoever, they lost throughout their life, that caused them, to go into this recession, within themselves. But, possibly they can get help. There is help out there. We just have to make it, visible, and allow these families to see that there is someone that do want to help them. And that one person starts, within me. I am gonna, try to help, as much as I can. I'm only one person, but my time itself, I'm give it freely. And that's what I've been doing. Thank you, and have a blessed one.
Sometimes you only get one try. You gotta give it all you got. 'Cause I ain't got nothing to lose. So much to prove.